Hey, I'm Joel Wanasek with URM Academy, and today we're going to unbox Obscura When Stars Collide here for February 2023's Nail the Mix, mixed by none other than the legend Frederick Nordstrom. I'm super excited to dive into this. This is also a double month. You're also getting a track from Hammerfall, but I did that one in a different video. Let's take a look at this Obscura track and see what you're going to get when you log in, sign up for Nail the Mix, and download these files. So I've got the whole session laid out here. It's 46 tracks, 260 BPM, which is quite the metal tempo. Let's have a listen to this song. Sick. This is going to be a fun one to mix. There's a lot of things going on that make this a very, very difficult song to mix. So let's break this down and start with the fun stuff, which is guitars, because I'm a guitar player and I'm biased. So sorry, every other instrument, you're just not as cool. All right, let's have a listen and see what we got here for the guitar. So I see we got 4 guitars, we got a couple of leads and some solos. Let's check them out. There are no DIs in this session, which I love when a producer commits it and just says, here's the tone, now mix it. I think it's always harder to mix when you get a session and you're given just DIs and you have to kind of figure it out because that's the job of the producer and the band to come up with a guitar tone that they actually like, not the mixer. The mixer's job is to actually mix it. That being said, how often does that actually happen in reality? Not enough. So let's have a listen here and check out this next batch of guitars. Okay, that's cool. That's soloist. Got some chords there. Okay, I think we got some shreddy, sweepy guitars here up in the lead section. Sick. Sick, sick, sick. Love the tone. Everything sounds fantastic. Okay, let's check out this guitar solo. Sick, great guitar player. Okay, are these some clean guitars maybe? Ooh, that's fun. Okay, I like things like this because they're a real challenge. When you have a heavy part with a chorus and a lot of vocals, and I can assume that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks of vocals here, and then we throw cleans on top of that. I mean, that's always a challenge in terms of mixing because the clean guitar is actually in the mid-range where the guitars are. So you're gonna have to really do some work to get your guitars to kind of fit around each other and fit in the space. That's definitely going to be a challenge. What else is here? We got some strings in the mid-range too. So that's a lot of mid-range. Listen to this. You're going to have to do some work to sort it out here, which is pretty cool. And it is definitely not easy to mix something when you have that much stuff in the mid-range. Okay, so that's a good challenge. Let's take a look at the bass. And the bass player rips pretty hard. Let's have a listen to this. It's not often you hear fretless bass in metal. And I think that's really, really, really cool. And that's just a very unique and specific challenge for a song like this, because first off, the tempo is 260. You know, you've got like metal polka beats, right? think we even got some blasts in here. So you got all this really dense, fast stuff. And then we have a fretless bass, which totally takes off a ton of the attack on the bass and gives you a very warm sound to play with, which is going to be extremely challenging. I mean, hats off to the bass player. The bass player is obviously incredible in this band because you can hear all of the picking, how strong the bass player is picking, and the fact that all of this stuff is in tune. Fretless is not something that's that common in heavy music, and it's always refreshing to see something like this because it makes the band interesting and unique. And as a mixer, holy crap, what a challenge. And the bass player is all over the place too. I mean, he's going for it. You know, he's not just playing root notes jamming. The bass player just shred city. So that's going to be hard to mix. That's going to really be difficult. What's this bass track? Oh, cool. It's like a stereo bass. This is a cool trick. Very common from like rock. You can throw like a high pass filter on it and get some stereo spread to the attack of the bass. That's something that's very common in rock music. You'll see a lot of people put chorus on their basses and things like that. Heck, I have an XBX 90 over here with the symphonic preset for this exact reason, because it just does that thing, and it's pretty cool to add that on the top of your bass sometimes. So that's already baked into the session. There's some stereo spread on the bass, and it's a way to help make the bass top end stick out, especially given there's not all that articulation. Because like when you have frets, there's a lot more clack and clank to the strings. And fretless basses on flat wound strings tend to, they just a very smooth and warm sound, and is a very aggressive song. That's pretty cool. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's take a look at what we got here for drums. I mean, they sound amazing right out of the gate. That helps. We got 2 kick samples. Kick in a kick room. We got 2 snare tops. Interesting. And then we have another snare here. Seems like a sample. Yeah, well, the natural snare is pretty clean. Yeah, I mean, that sounds great. We have a ton of toms. This is one of them noodly bands that, like, they're all really talented musicians, and they like to let you know by just like, the amount of drums in the kit, the amount of shred on the, you know what I mean? Like, the band is like, yeah, we're all sick. Now watch us play. I love that kind of stuff. I applaud great musicianship. Take a look at this. We have a lot of toms here. Wow. Now they're all strip silenced out for you, which is really cool. 6 toms. I bet setting that up live is fun. A lot of work. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, now we have 4 different cymbal mics, which is amazing for your overheads. And I love the way this is done, because usually you have like a stereo pair, right? Like a left and right. But what they've done is they've done like a far pair and then a center pair. And essentially that gives you 4 cymbal mics to catch all of the accent cymbals. I mean, obviously if the drummer has 6 toms, they have an absolutely gargantuan kit. And it's hard to mic something that's so far apart and get it clean. So when you hit the stacks or the splashes, etc., depending on where your stuff is laid out on your kit, having different cymbal mics definitely does that. So some people will do like 3 mics, or you can do 4 here. So, I've got my pan like hard left, like 40, whatever, hard right. And you can kind of just listen to the image and you play with panning. And that gives you good crystal clarity on all of that stuff. We've got 2 ride cymbal spot mics, which are cleaned very nicely. Take a listen to this. What a massive drum kit. I mean, 2 ride cymbals, 6 toms, 4 overhead mics. Like this is like real metal drumming. You know what I mean? This is pretty serious stuff. All of that looks pretty clear. It sounds pretty good here. Let me take a look at this. Okay, that's a splash, and then we have a stack mic. Okay. There you go. That's in there to just kind of accent, you know, to give you extra stuff. Because sometimes you have these accent cymbals that are kind of like in an obscure place that aren't really getting covered by the overhead, and you may want to automate that up. Because again, a drummer that's going to be this technical and that's going to have a kit that's this massive is going to want to hear all their little micro cymbals. Like it's super important to them as a musician. Having worked, I played in a band with a drummer like this for almost a decade, where, you know, there was 2 kick drums and 6 toms and, you know, 15 cymbals and 2 rides, 2 hi-hat, you know what I mean? And like those types of drummers, they're very particular about the cymbals they have and they want to hear them. So I'm glad that these were mic'd and you were given those options, because you can actually make them audible in the mix, which is super important to the musician and therefore the song, because at the end of the day, it's their art, and your job as a mixer is to make them happy. So we got left and right rooms. These look like they're compressed. Great sounding room. I'm guessing that this RM is mono here. Mono room, yep. Okay, and what do we got here? Okay, we're on the bass. So yeah, there's a ton of drums. I mean, that is a massive kit. I mean, wow, literally 23 tracks of drums. So that and the bass, I think, are going to be a massive challenge. The guitars are pretty straightforward. While they shred and there's a lot of notes being played, there's not a lot of overdubs and a lot of like crazy stuff. So a lot of the time in this mix is going to be, I think, deployed towards, you know, really getting the bass and the drums dialed in. Okay, let's take a look at the main vocals here and see what we got.
There is no faith, now let us embrace and part.
That might be lightly compressed, nothing crazy. Let's check this stack out.
I ask goodbye.
We have some singing here. So we got a pair of harmonies here. I got them left and right now, a main, a double, and then just a duplicate of that. And later in the song, I think we have another overdub right here, which is tripled.
Beyond the stars, beyond the stars, and in the sky.
So nothing too crazy for the vocals. You know, we've got one main screaming vocal, a couple of overdubs, and then we have a stack of cleans. I think that's pretty much it for this track. So you're going to have fun mixing this one. This one is, I think, going to be extremely challenging given how technically talented and gifted the musicians are in this band and how the music is written to showcase that. So if you're not familiar with Nail the Mix, let me hop over to the website real quick and show you what comes with your subscription. All right, so when you sign up for nailthemix.com, you're going to see a dashboard right here. Now, this month, we also had Frederick Nordstrom doing Hammerfall, Templars of Steel. I have a separate unboxing video on that, which is super awesome to have Power Metal Legends Hammerfall on. Definitely something that's been requested a lot here. A lot of people have asked for some more Power Metal. So you ask, we give you. So you get Obscura this month, you get Hammerfall, but that's not all you get when you sign up for Nail the Mix. There's a lot of other things that come with your subscription that you might not even know about. For example, we have what's called MixLab over here. MixLab is a ton of bite-sized content. For example, say you want to learn EQ stuff, boom. You know, we got a ton of stuff on EQ, mixing, mastering, you know, editing, effects, compression, like whatever you want to dive into. There's all these videos that are designed to give you bite-sized pieces of information with something useful. For example, you might only have 5 or 10 minutes to pick something up every day. Boom, MixLab is here for you. Not only that, but you also get included with your Nail the Mix subscription portfolio builder, which are a bunch of songs from anywhere from like extreme metal all the way to like alternative rock and pop music and stuff like that, and everything in between. We even have some mastering practice stuff, which is pretty cool. And basically, these are tracks that you can use in your own portfolio if you want to help you get clientele, if you're interested in aspiring to be a professional and you maybe don't have a lot of people that you've worked with. But first and foremost, you've got a lot of cool stuff that you can practice on and do your own mixes and get better at. So these are fantastic practice tracks. Now, if you want to get really serious about mixing and really up your audio production game, I suggest going into Enhanced. That's nailthemix.com/upgrade. It's $1 to try it your first month. And we have the deepest dive vault of stuff, as everybody who's subscribed already knows, and there's thousands of people that love Enhanced and that know, but if you don't know, in Nail the Mix, we mix a song from start to finish. The producer may not have 2 hours to sit down and just talk about compression, whereas if, for example, if you want to just nerd about EQ in Enhanced, we have all this stuff, all these deep dives, courses specifically on EQ and how to get better at EQ, trainers and stuff like that. So we have like I want to say 170 hours plus right now worth of content in the Fast Track. It is the library. It's the most comprehensive library with the deepest dives and the most comprehensive information anywhere you're going to find on the internet. If you don't believe me, ask anybody who's an Enhanced member and they will agree with you. So you get that. Not only do you get that when you sign up for Enhanced, you're also going to get access to Mix Rescues. Now, Mix Rescues are like the ultimate sleeper here at URM because, you know, the people that take the time to watch these, they love them because they're just an absolute goldmine of information, but there's a lot of them. Basically, you can submit your own mixes and different DAWs, you know, are accommodated, and a professional mixer will come in and remix your song and basically show you how they would approach it. And it's a great way to learn. So the people that watch Mix Rescue, they love it. It's not our most popular content in terms of the amount of people that watch it versus other things, but the people that do watch it are hardcore about it and they absolutely love it. So I would recommend that because it's like the hidden gem here at URM. And the other thing you get with your Enhanced subscription is one-on-one sessions where you can go in sit down with our staff. So for example, maybe you're struggling with a situation in your business, or, you know, you want some advice on how to maybe take your current hobby for music production and turn it into a full-time gig. Or for example, you know, maybe you want some feedback on a mix or whatever. You can sit down, book 20 minutes, and we'll sit down and talk about it. So those are the awesome things that come with Enhanced. Head over to nailthemix.com/upgrade. It's $1 your first month. It's an absolutely no-brainer. I will see you next month, and happy mixing.